Stay with us for all of the latest from Washington. We'll be right back after a quick look at some of today's other news. What was that I just witnessed? What was it? That was like a Shakespearean tragedy, but written by monkeys on typewriters. It was like watching Macbeth with Zippy from Rainbow in the title role. That was arguably the worst political speech I've ever witnessed. I think it was, Tim. I don't know, maybe I'm just blinded by my dislike of him. I don't know what I expected, but, I mean, imagine if you travelled to see that speech. Well, by the looks of it, not many people did. I don't know what that speech was. Who could possibly be inspired by that? And it's not like it's one of his rallies. Someone wrote that. He rehearsed that. Even the crowd looked pissed off. It was anodyne. It was nothing. It was painting by numbers, and the painting was of an America that I'm not sure even exists. A post-apocalyptic dystopian nightmare. American carnage. What the fuck does that mean? Sounds like a wrestling tournament. If I'd voted for Trump, Tim, I think I'd be fucking furious right now. The game's up. He's a fake. He says he's going to drain the swamp. He's anti-establishment. He just said it. He just said he's handing back democracy to the people. And that's what people voted for. Fine. So why is he appointing a motorcade of Goldman Sachs, oil industry and super rich into the White House to run the country? Drain the swamp? He's appointing far-right apologists, climate change deniers, an education secretary who is so inept she sounds like she'd have trouble spelling education. He's hiring people with close links to murderous and authoritarian enemies of America. He's got this unexplainable boner for Putin. It's fucked up. Drain the swamp. The entire premise of his campaign was based on a lie, as was that speech we just witnessed. Why aren't Trump voters up in arms about this? He's demonstrably a hypocrite. He calls his illiterate and nonsensical musings on Twitter transparency, but he won't show us his tax returns. It's sleight of hand. It's fakery. If you voted for him, you've got much more invested in him than the people who think he's a brainless opportunist. Whether he's your man or not, you want your president to be accountable for his actions and possible mistakes. That's the press's job. But when they do it to Trump, he accuses them of fake news, dishonest media. It's dangerous. And I'm not saying this is dangerous if you don't like Trump. I'm saying it's dangerous for everyone. When he doesn't take questions, he's censoring the media. When he arbitrarily chooses which elements of the media to legitimise and which bits to undermine based on how favourable towards him they are, it's the behaviour of a dictator, not a president. He calls his critics the dishonest media. He spins unfavourable news as fake news. It's rumoured, did you hear this? It's rumoured he's going to throw the press corps out of the White House, and it wouldn't surprise me in the least, because he wants the White House to be a safe space where his narrative and agenda can proceed without the inconvenience of scrutiny or accountability. It's fucked up. And the liberal left, we can't do anything about it because we started this. We invented this language, safe space, fake news. Fake news. We conflated right-wing bias with fakery. Breitbart, OK, Breitbart. Vicious, reactionary fucking scum with objectionable opinions. But that's not fake news. It's a big difference. And now that very strategy has come back to bite us. Trump has taken the left's language and given it his little Trump twist, and he's thrown it right back at us. He conflates dissenting voices with dishonesty, and that's dishonest. You'd actually think the left would love him. He's the perfect president for the hypersensitive, illiberal, censorious left because he is all of those things, just not on the left. If someone says something he doesn't like, he just shuts them down. No, not listening. I do it to you all the time, Tim. How long we got? OK. This is his plan. This is his plan all along. Bypass the media via Twitter, berate and discredit and undermine the media so the public don't trust them, be litigious with the media so they're scared to write anything unflattering. This makes it almost impossible to hold him to account. This is the behaviour of a tyrant. No wonder he's such a big fan of Putin. Hair all right? If he's your choice because you genuinely think he's best for the country, then surely you'd want him to be held to account, just to check he's doing whatever it is he's promised he'd do to earn your vote. And that's the point. And if you voted for him because he's plain-spoken and says what he thinks, then, sorry, you've been had. So, someone who says what they think thinks about what they say. He doesn't think at all. He's not a straight talker. He's a lying adolescent, and he's a fucking lunatic, in my humble opinion. Tim, you can't deny he behaves like a stroppy teenager. He just denies everything. Meryl Streep criticises him for mocking the disabled. His response, I didn't do that. But Donald, we all saw it. No, I didn't do it. It didn't happen. But it was on the fucking TV, Donald. No, didn't happen. I bet he'll say those were the largest crowds ever. You know he will, even though it's demonstrably not true. I bet you a tenner. Dishonest media. He's the fucking liar. It's bizarre behaviour. He can't take any criticism. It's egomaniacal, which means he's unlikely to be able to separate the needs of the country from the needs of his own ego. He's easily provoked, and that doesn't make him a strong leader, it makes him weak, easily played, unable to handle inconvenient truths. Look at him, fucking prick. That is the Commander-in-Chief. Good tie, though. Look, I don't want to just hurl insults at him, but look, he's a bratish, subliterate bragger, ill-informed, privileged, self-righteous, entitled mummy's boy. I'm trying to remain objective here, but he is a hyper-sexed, gurning slug who mistakes brash for charisma, who thinks popularity matters more than integrity, that diplomacy has no place in politics, a bloated, incandescent, lobotomized sexual predator, a paranoid and supremely unqualified demagogue, a massive 70-year-old cheese puff what's-it with tiny, wandering hands, an arrogant, ill-informed, oversized Oompa-Loompa, a whinging, braying, misogynistic, know-nothing spunk bubble, a fuck-headed egomaniac with a skull full of fetid shit-smelling... Yep. Welcome back. It's Inauguration Day and President Trump has just delivered his inaugural address. Let's go straight back to Washington for some reaction.